Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I want to talk about love dolls, and I know I've made two videos about this already, but this is a completely different situation with a completely different set of variables. If you're wondering what happened to my last love doll, the torso that I had in England, it's still in England, it's in my bedroom, it's in my closet, and no, I don't really care if my mum finds it. She can go into my room and look for it if she wants to. But I don't really care because I'm a grown man. If I want to buy adult products, I can buy adult products, and I don't really feel embarrassed or ashamed about it. So you might be wondering, why do I want to buy a love doll when I have a wife, when I have a real woman? Doesn't she satisfy me? Well, yes and no. She satisfies me emotionally, but physically, not 100%. If you're a woman, you might not understand this, or you might find it hard to understand. As a man, us men, we're biologically built, biologically designed from the inside to want multiple female partners when it comes to cereal. This is just true. I think everyone knows about the concept of spreading the seed, but for women, they don't really have this desire to spread the seed because they don't really have any seeds to spread. For a woman, most women, they want one partner to stay loyal to them. They want to be in a monogamous relationship because that's more beneficial to them as a female human. But us men, we're kind of different, and if we could, I think most of us would like to have multiple partners. But unfortunately, we live in a society where most women don't want that, and most women want one man for herself, and she doesn't want to share. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against monogamicity. I'm all for monogamous relationships. I think for the greater good of society and humankind, yeah, exclusive monogamous relationships where one man and one woman are loyal to each other and they create a strong family unit, I think that's far better than having one woman raising a child and then a man, spreading his seed. That's just not going to work long term for the greater good of society. But unfortunately, for the greater good of my man drive, monogamous relationships just don't satisfy me 100%. If I'm so unsatisfied and I'm so unhappy, why don't I just leave my wife and just go off and find a couple of girlfriends and have open relationships? And I've done that in the past. I went to Germany, I met up with a few girls, and it was okay. But then after experiencing both being married and having, a couple of friends with benefits, I came to the conclusion that being married is far better. I like my wife, I like being married far more than I hate being married. So I don't want to stop being married, I don't want to leave my wife. I like my wife. So as a married man who has a very strong, active man drive, who's in a monogamous relationship, what are my options? Well, I have several options. So how can I satisfy my rampant mojo whilst keeping my wife happy? There's three main options. Number one, cheating. And I've done this before and it's not good. It's very difficult to keep things hidden. It's very stressful trying not to get caught, and people find out, people get hurt. Cheating's not good. Don't cheat. I kept worrying about things like, what if me and my partner were outside in town in public and just coincidentally we bumped into the person that I'm cheating with? There would be a massive kerfuffle and it would just be very embarrassing. Fortunately, that's never happened before. Option number two would be paying a professional working lady to get your cereal. And this is, it's not a bad idea, but it gets expensive. You can start racking up the bills very easily. And it's not too different to cheating if you think about it. I don't know how many women here would be okay with their husband or their boyfriend paying to see a professional working lady. I don't think a lot of women would be happy about it. So if option one and option two are not things you're willing to do, and you're not interested in cheating because, cheating's bad, that means real women are off the table. Forbidden. We're not allowed real women. The next best thing to a real woman is a rubber woman made out of rubber. So that brings us to option three, getting a love doll. And as someone who's tried option one and option two before, I'm starting to feel very, very interested in option three. Because if you think about it, it's not cheating because it's not a real woman. It's far more convenient, and it's more cost efficient compared to option 2, depending on how many times you use option 2. Now, like I said before, I've experienced using a torso. I've had 2 torsos before. The first torso I bought was in Japan last year, but unfortunately my wife threw it out after we separated, and my second torso is in England and I couldn't bring it with me because it was just far too heavy. And now that I'm back with my wife, I'm starting to get very interested in the idea of purchasing a new love doll. But this time I don't want another torso. I want more. I don't want just a torso. I want arms. I want legs. I want a head. I want the full package. I want the full deal. I want a full body, life size. I want the next best thing to a real woman, and that is a full body, full size love doll. And here's the problem. My wife won't let me get one. My wife won't let me get one because she's worried that I'm going to run away again or try and leave her again, and then she'll be left with it, stuck with it, and she'll have to dispose of it again, just like last time. And she said the last time she had to throw away my torso, it was pretty difficult because it's a heavy thing, and she's just a tiny woman. So can you imagine her trying to get rid of a 5'5", 90-pound, full rubberized, life-sized human rubber body? She wouldn't even be able to lift it. Some of these things, the more expensive premium versions, they have metal skeletons, so it's more realistic. There's absolutely no way she would be able to lift it and carry it down the stairs and then take it to the garbage area. And this is just so stupid because, number one, I'm not going to run away from her again. I don't understand why she's so paranoid about me running away all the time. Number two, if I'm willing to invest so much money into a premium love doll, these things aren't cheap, you know. From the cheap end, they cost around $1,500. And then at the premium end, they can cost anywhere up to $3,000. So if I'm going to spend that much money on something, it means that I want to stay here long term. I'm not going to waste thousands of dollars just to abandon it a couple months later because I'm running away again. And I said to her, if you have to get rid of it, you could just cut it up into pieces, you know, cut the arms off, cut the legs off, put them into separate bags and then dispose of it like a corpse. She also said there's no room to store it and she doesn't want to see a big love doll because it's kind of gross. And I don't know what she's talking about. There's plenty of room to place a love doll. For example, it could go in here. Look, there's plenty of room. I'll just put it back into its box and I'll put the box in the corner. You won't even know it's here. Look at this. There's plenty of room in here. And there's more closets over here. Plenty of room if you just moved some of these plastic boxes. Look, move one of these plastic boxes into this corner. Then there'll be a space here. I can put the box that it comes in and then put it back into the box when my wife's back home and she won't even know it's here. Or I could put it underneath the bed. If you look underneath the bed, there's quite a lot of space under there not being used, and I'm pretty sure the love doll would be able to slide right under and you won't even know it's there. It would be kind of interesting to see how long it would take for my wife to realize that I bought one. If I bought one secretly and I just put it in the closet, kept it in the box, how long would it take until my wife realizes it's there? The more I think about it, the more I really want to get one. They're so realistic looking, they're really attractive. There's this one model that I'm looking at and she's so pretty. She's perfect. She's so much prettier than any of the exes that I've dated in the past. As a professional YouTuber, I have a lot of free time, and when I'm bored because I have nothing to do, I start touching myself. And I'm not saying that doing YouTube is easy. It's not easy. If it was easy, then everyone would do it. If it was so easy to do, then everyone could just quit their jobs, become YouTubers, and then the world would stop functioning properly. No, I think YouTube is a difficult job to do, but it doesn't take much time. It takes me a couple of hours to make a video, a couple hours to do a live stream. After I've finished doing live streams or making videos, I don't really have anything else to do. And I get very bored. I just think it would be nice if I had a full body, full-sized companion when my wife's not here. I know there's option 2, but it's just such a pain. I have to get dressed, I have to get on the train, I have to go all the way there, and then come all the way back, and then it costs so much money. It would just be so much more convenient for me if I had a full-size love doll just lying on the bed, so I could use it whenever I feel like it, whenever I feel bored, and it's just there, easily accessible. I guess this is one of the problems when it comes to being married. If I was single, I would have one already. I would have bought one long ago, and it would be nice. The other problem is, I'm not sure how the delivery men would bring it up to my apartment, because I live pretty high up in this building and there's a lot of steps and there's no elevator. So they would either need two men or one very strong man, or they might ask me to help carry it up the steps, and it would be kind of embarrassing if they asked me what was inside of it. 見て。叩くやつ。Beat you. Bad girl. Beat you. Look at his face. Looks like he's taking a shit.